have to keep? Sorry. So do we keep Eddie's ass to the flame? Because if it was a white person, if it was, Roseanne, and it was like, oh, she said nigger 20 years ago, but, she's grown. I'd be like, nah, fuck that and fuck this and fuck her.
You had the same energy with Dave Chappelle a couple of weeks ago.
But that's because Dave Chappelle just said it.
But I mean, even last year you had I guess it's recently.
He just said it.
But I had this conversation because of the last episode. Is comedy the safe space where anything should fly?
Not anything. And I think there's what
can and can't fly.
So I'm not going to be the one to make up the list, but
right. I said I would never be comfortable with a white person making not even a nigger joke, too many black jokes, like something.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
some black jokes, like you guys,
unless you really are really good at it, and that's the thing about comedy. Like in comedy, you can get away with anything if you're smart about it. And the problem is that a lot of people aren't smart enough. Mm-hmm. A lot of people just do shit for shock value, and then they be shocked when they shook.
So with Capo, I had a conversation about black jokes, and he's a fan of Andrew Schultz. We've been to the Andrew Schultz show, but I also said he's problematic, and the reason why I don't accept too many black jokes from white comedians, not that I'm racist, but
you can't be racist, but go ahead.
Of course, but the fact that they are allowed to have a sense of entitlement, and they can make a joke which may be funny inside of the room, but they go outside and they live a lifestyle that isn't pertinent to what we live, and they don't walk the shoes. They may understand it, but they still have the entitlement. Like with the joke, if the joke and the leaves the room. So say for instance, they're in a room full of cops or military people or anybody, politicians who engage in, they may be racist or whatever, or they may carry this lifestyle and they may think it's okay outside of that joking establishment. That white person's still allowed to get away with shit where the black person has to deal with the backlash of that joke because now it becomes real.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm never okay with them doing too many jokes because when it becomes real, the person that heard the joke may have thought it was funny, but now they think it's okay to actually deal with it in real life. And that's what my issue is.
And I think it's also that Chappelle complex where, what's funny in the house is not necessarily funny
outdoors
in the backyard and or on the front porch. Because remember, the whole reason why Chappelle left the show was because, this is what the rumor was. Was that he was doing like a joke, he was doing it like a skit or whatever, and I from my recollection, I think it was like somehow poking fun at somebody black, which again was very common on Chappelle's show because he's black. But there was like a white staffer that was laughing, but I think laughing a little too hard for Dave's, liking, and that kind of was the beginning of the. I don't know if I'm really feeling this like that. So. Again, and I'm, being a part of two very marginalized groups, it's like, okay, I get it. Like, I can take a joke. Like, I know a good joke when I hear one. But
you have to, with comedy, my understanding is that you always have to understand that there's two spectrums to it. And the person that, although you may have an audience that finds it funny, there may be someone who may not find it funny inside because they have experienced or they've dealt with something that's just like, all right, it's funny. It's funny to y'all, but you guys haven't experienced something where I was being a victim or I was, harassed or something.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So that's why it wouldn't come off funny. That's why it's not always a safe space until, what may be funny to you isn't funny to me.
Even with Kevin Hart's stupid ass.
It's almost like when someone says, yo, your mama jokes. We all in here making your mama jokes, and it's fair to say that because it was fair game. Until it's like, yo, somebody walks in the room who really just lost their mom.
Yeah, and
now the shit's not funny no more.
Funny now.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. No, but even with Kevin Hart, like that whole, if my son played with a dollhouse, I break it over his head, blah, 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 blah. You can go look up the tweets. They're on the internet. Which, again, clearly rooted in homophobia, but then going to sit in Lil Nas X face on that barbershop show and be like, who cares? Who cares about you being gay? It's like, nigga, you just did like 45 minutes ago. Like, what are you talking about? So that's a whole other story. My main point is just like,
I'm just sitting here thinking in silence, like, of the reality of that. Like, of course, it's hard to say that, but like, if I don't know, I probably wouldn't care. Like, if my son was gay, I wouldn't care. Like, I'm a person of like, yo, whatever fucking suits you, whatever shoes you want to fit, that's your life. That has nothing to do with me. And I've said that several times.
You have, and it's always bad. I tell you that all the time.
Is it bad?
It
I
is.
always say that, right?
Because like you have to think. No. Like, you have to think as the child. Like if your parent says some shit to you, like do what the fuck you want. I don't care. It's your life. It's like okay, that's not really supportive. Like doesn't really help. I mean
that's not. Maybe that
is too nonchalant. Like there should be some nonchalantness to it. Like oh, okay, I say who you please, but not.
I do apologize, but that is my way of.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to your unborn children.
No. I mean that is my way of being supportive. Like I am a person of like,
which is
I mean I really don't care what people do. It's like
let's get back to the point at hand. Let's get back to the point.
You shoot up a school. That's your shit.
See, that's not it. That's not it at all. Apples and nails. No. Two different things.
But no. I am supportive. I'm a person like I'm non-judgmental because if it doesn't affect me.
Judgmental.
But love, no. I'm not caping for Kevin Hart in that comment because I think he would love his son no matter what. Because look at someone who, let's see, this is probably bad. EJ.
Johnson?
Yeah.
Tamar.
What?
There's a joke on the internet that EJ Johnson looks like Tamar Braxton. Google it. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's actually.
I just pictured her in my head.
Oh yeah, especially once Tamar shaved her head. I was like, okay, this is a problem.
But you gotta love your son and your children no matter what. Like I really don't care. Like I had a conversation with my mom just like 2 weeks ago. I was like, if I had a kid, I'm not gonna force them to go to school. If it's not for them, then it's not for them.
You mean college?
I mean yeah, college.
Okay, I was like, your child has to go to school.
No, they go to school, but if they decide I want to just like they may have a gift.
I want to be a plumber. I just want to go to trade school and just
I may want to go to the military. I want to do whatever XYZ. Whatever that they feel is their calling. That's for them. But they have to walk those shoes to live life and understand.
Yeah.
But live
your best life.
That's just how I see it. But
we're all riding our own horses. We're riding our own horses. That was not a fresh joke. Stop being fucking disgusting. All right.
I looked at my leg.
Anyway,
cute little Nas X.
So yes. Anyway, so I'm really on the fence. It's like, do I have to hold Eddie Murphy? Like, because I'm very advocate of like allowing people to grow, allowing people to change. But who was that old boy? Somebody like a couple weeks ago that was in blackface. Somebody in Congress. One of them politicians. It's like, oh no, you'll never touch me again, Flav. You'll never touch me again. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I'm on the fence. Maybe I only give forgiveness to black people. Maybe I don't know. This is a real reality.
Negroes are forgiving. We forgive anybody
to each other. Well, really, we need to be a little less forgiving.
Of OJ to still be on fucking Twitter.
I mean,
giving advice. I'm like, nigga.
Yeah.
Nigga.
Yeah.
Nigga.
Yeah.
We let you. Shut the fuck up.
Because OJ is
Shut up.
He's non-judgmental.
Shut up.
Non-judgmental.
We know, but we ain't talking about it. Shut up.
Yeah. I'm leaving Orenthal, James Simpson right over there. I'm not even touching that with the longest stick because he don't play. You ever heard that conspiracy theory about the sun did it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well,
one we don't know.
Got to do your Googles. All right.
Allegedly.
Anyway, speaking of doing your Googles, so
talk to me.
That was not a transition. I just had to find a way. So Malik Yoba is still.
Didn't I say this nigga was trying to get from in front of something?
You did. Did I not? And sure enough, about 48 hours after that, not even. I think it might have been the next day.
The same day. I think.
Oh, you wrote me the same night. It was like, look at this shit here. I
was like, look at this shit.
Yeah. So Malik Yoba was in the headlines a couple of weeks ago.
I told you I don't trust niggas.
Okay, well, Malik Yoba was in the headlines a couple of weeks ago.
Son,
can I just set up the story and then you can just say what you have to say? Can you sit on pause for 2 seconds?
These niggas.
Damn it, man. So Malik Yoba was in the headlines a couple of weeks ago because there was a video that had come out of this. I think, did the guy kill himself? The girl killed herself. I don't know. Somebody killed themselves. The guy. He committed suicide because he was dealing with, some public humiliation because he was dating a trans woman. And
that wasn't even a situation.
What was the situation?
I think it was not a lover's quarrel, but a bad breakup. And it wasn't because of the humiliation at all.
No, I think so.
No, I think it was actually just, broken heart and whatever, going through it.
But there was a video of them. Well, no, I think it was partial that too. Because there was a video of like niggas in front of a bodega flaming his shit.
And I think Malik Yoba used that as not a tactic, but as a
tactic is the right word.
As a tactic, I guess.
Yeah.
To kind of say, look what we deal with, and then because the guy who was in the video was holding his own.
Oh yeah.
So I don't think
maybe he went in the house and cracked. Maybe, who knows?
I think he had also drug issues as well. So
that I did hear. I don't say I know.
Between that and the breakup, I think was what called for. But I think the humiliation, it didn't bother him. It didn't seem like it, at least.
Well, in any event, so that was the story. Malik Yoga came. Oh, I like your sneakers. I just call him Malik Yogurt, but those are nice.
He's a Vapor Max thing.
Malik, they're what?
Nike,
Vapor Max.
Nike
okay,
Vapor Max. Y'all can send me a pair.
That sounds like money.
Nike, y'all can send me another pair. I wear 10.5. Thank you.
So Malik Yoba came out as trans. I don't want to say came out, but announced that he is trans loving, which means he dates trans women, so on and so forth. And then about 36 minutes after that, there was a story that came out about this. About multiple women, but specifically one girl that Malik Yoba was linked to that was very underage. I think 14 years old. I think this was a couple of years ago though. She's not still 14, but this all went down when she was 14. So this that story took over, the main story, of course, because that's wild.
Right.
And Malik Yoba also went on the Breakfast Club, which was that shit was so stupid. I can't even get the words out. That was not the place to go to discuss that.
Yo,
that was not the place at all.
I had to pause my entire week. Not that it was revolving around this.
Yeah.
But I had to stop and say, what the fuck is he promoting? Like, I'm confused.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I mean, yeah,
what
I don't know.
On a press tour for?
I don't know.
I was like, where did he just come out of nowhere?
Yeah, I really have no idea. But
he just blew the hinges off. No pun intended. But it was like he's doing this. I don't know, this type of community awareness for trans, but then also want to, it's one thing. I don't mind people doing the work, but I want to know why you're doing the work and why you're going so hard.
What is your intention?
Exactly.
In the words of the almighty Oprah, everything you do in life, you should always think, what is my intention for this? If your intention is not pure,
that's why I was like,
wrap it up.
What makes somebody just come out of nowhere because of somebody else's video, which is not entirely, because the thing is,
go ahead. Yeah.
One story didn't seem tied to the other. Like, of course, that guy was going through whatever he was going through, but it didn't seem like a reason for Malik Yoba to ignite the reason that he was in love with trans or attracted to trans.
I don't think it's that far removed, especially because there's been a lot of trans women that have been murdered in the past. I think this year has been like 38 women or something like that. Mm-hmm. So it's not completely left field because this visibility, this conversation kind of helps normalize it, which helps hopefully people stop being murdered. So it's not that odd to me. It was just, I don't know, the fact that he went to the Breakfast Club, it just seemed like not the right place to do it because of the Breakfast Club, not because of, the platform. And then the Breakfast Club does not handle intelligent conversations well.
And the way that he wasn't even...
I mean, look at Jen and Mark.
If you watch the interview, they were kind of... The people that were with him, excuse me for not knowing who they were, but they were actually checking him the way he was answering the questions.
I'm sure.
As if he didn't know the verbiage of the community.
Yeah.
In ways
well, he probably doesn't.
It was stupid. I didn't understand it.
Anyway, so fast forward to present day. So Malik Yoba does an interview with The Root. Shout out to The Root. Actually, really shout out to The Root. They just released their top 100 black influential people.
That shit was spicy.
The list or the interview?
The interview.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm talking about the list right now. But yes, just some heavy hitters up there. Shout out to Camilla Forbes. Apollo Greatness, my girl. Anyway. No, but considering Camilla was up there, I said, oh, child, I'm up there because Camilla and I have worked together on projects. So by virtue of, I am there. Thank you. Oh my gosh. It's so heavy. Wow. I want to thank the Academy. I want to thank everyone for, that, always supports. Anyway, so Malik Yoba did an interview with The Root. And they're sitting there doing an interview, and apparently there was some type of pre-interview, which happens a lot in the industry. Sometimes there'll be like a producer that'll be like, okay, we're going to discuss this.
We sat for 4 hours.
We're going to discuss this. We'll talk about some other things, blah, blah, blah. We'll have a great time. Go out and enjoy the segment. So apparently Malik Yoba discussed, I forget the interviewer's name, but apparently they discussed a very specific clock. They said, we're going to do this for 20 minutes, this for 20 minutes, that for 20 minutes. However, once the interview started, I think there was some more time spent on the allegations than Malik Yoba kind of bargained for. And
but I don't think so.
lost his shit.
I think the card or